Alrighty, folks, over the last 7 days or so, I finally sat down, tried to put my mind at rest about this amazing Vegas event we have coming up February 15th and 16th. I wanted to kind of show or flash the agenda in the Three Amigos, get feedback. But first, let's welcome to the show. Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing super great. Really excited for the event. We're actually doing all of our travel plans now so we can get ahead of it. Last year's tickets were outrageous. Flying
The
ticket.
travel tickets.
Oh
Yeah.
my word. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Do that early, man. Book those Vegas trips. Right now, it's pretty cheap. So
that's what I'm
book it
saying
early.
is that I'm surprised. Like it should be this event should be sold out in the next week or two because you need to get your travel plans ready. I mean, we waited last year and I knew I was going, but we waited last year until like December timeframe.
Yeah.
And oh my word, it was like 700-800 bucks a ticket. And right now we're at like 200. So yeah, get your tickets to the event now and get your travel plans done. You'll save a fortune. It'll probably cost you less than half.
Yeah, the money you save in travel will actually pay for the ticket if you book it early enough. So,
Absolutely. And probably your Airbnb too.
yeah, exactly. Dion, man, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm actually sitting here trying to figure out, do I book my tickets because I'm going to Panama? Do I book tickets from Panama to Vegas, or do I want to come home for a little bit first? So I'll have to figure that out before the event. So I'm looking forward to the event. I'll be there at least a week. So Tuesday to Tuesday of the event week, and we'll do several midnight Denny's meetings.
I love that you guys do that. Midnight Denny's meetings. Oh, that's amazing. I might have to. No, I'm not going to make one of those. No chance. I'm asleep, man. I'm in bed by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I should. No, I'm not going to make that. Let's not be crazy. Well, let me show you the agenda. But really, I just want to make sure we do everything we did right last time and add to that, because again, the energy, the positivity, the family that was really felt there is so important to me. We are going 100 people more. We're going to go 400 versus 300. We're going to max capacity the building.
Nice.
Yeah. So let me bring up the agenda, the flow. It is still a draft. So if you guys see something you don't like, something you order, whatever, feel free to be yourself and tell me what I got wrong. So hopefully you guys can see this now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So we're really gonna, again, Saturday, remember, day one, it is a long day. We go 8 to 8. It is a 12-hour day. It's a 12-hour day. It's a 12-hour day. We start with opening remarks. This is just being me on stage, restrooms here, food here, just making sure everybody knows where we're at. But then we get hot and heavy right out the gate, Matt, with you and your wife, Ashley, as we promised last year. You're going to kick us off, right?
Yes.
You're gonna tell the story, have some laughs. Ashley's gonna get a chance to share what she remembers of said event. So it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge, this is something for anybody that's watching it. If you're having trouble getting your spouse on board, this is an investment you must make. You must be at the event because Jason and Jen did an awesome job last year. We're ready to bring it for this year. And the thing that our wives add to this the most so far, because Jason was the driver, I was the driver, but the things that our wives add the most to this is helping your spouse get on board, because this wasn't their idea. This wasn't what they wanted to do, but they're there supporting. So getting them engaged, this is where they can ask those questions. Ash is going to stick around. So if people have questions of her, she'll answer them.
Yeah, this is so important. One of the things that is special about my event, and I do it on purpose, is I invite people to speak that are going to be there for the 2 days.
Yes.
Right. I have a network that I could leverage if I wanted to bring in some huge names that would simply fly in, fly out. That doesn't excite me. Right. I want people in the VIP room, taking Ashley aside. I want people, meeting her in the general admission area to ask her a couple of questions. A husband and wife saying, "Hey, what really happened?" Right? Tell me what you think happened. Also, people remember I do events very different. There is no selling, no selling, no selling. Also, there will be a microphone because there will be somewhere between 10, 15, 20 minutes of Q&A in each of the presentations. So if your wife has this burning desire, or frankly, husband has a burning desire to ask a question, ask it. Stand up, get a little uncomfortable, ask the question. So again, all of those will happen throughout this. Then step 2, or the second presentation. This is kind of what Casey did last time. It's a different person. Somebody who had a mission to earn financial freedom through rentals, but didn't make a lot of money. He worked at a theater as an usher, right? $8, $9, $10 an hour is all they ever made. And through that and starting a side hustle as an eBay flipper, I guess, he was able to secure capital, buy rentals, and earn financial freedom. So again, you don't have to make crazy money to earn financial freedom, one rental at a time. So again, we're going to bring another story of starting from nothing and never making a lot and getting there. That will lead to our first break. There'll be about 20 minutes. And then we get the lazy landlord, Dion. This is obviously you. If you don't know already, you will be up. Last year, we obviously did the 4 Amigos at the end, or 4 Avengers, sorry. But you're going to get time in the sun all by yourself on stage, talking about time and money and leased units and all of that. What do you think?
I think it's cool. I like the solo presentation time because I know that a large part of your community is the hard charging motivated people, but there are a few people in the audience, if they're not too lazy to come, who actually want to hear, can you do this while working full time, while raising kids by yourself, while not having the energy to go do your rehabs and your burrs and stuff by yourself, and just wanting to buy from the MLS that needs a little work, learning a strategy to get your tenants to ask you to raise the rent, doing it in such a way to where you can protect your lazy in the future. Like, to me, that's the most important thing. I've protected the rest of my lazy for the rest of my life. And so I'm super honored and excited to be able to present there.
Well, I think you're underselling it. I've got to tell you, when I look at my comments, which I still reply to all my comments, I don't do conversations, but I will reply to the first comment of every comment. You get called out most often. I'm Dion. I want to be Dion. I want to do this. I want to do that. So I believe my audience, it's got to be 60-40. Give me Dion. And that's awesome. If you can get what you have at 18 units, at 12 units, shoot Casey at 9 units, go for it. That is awesome. So you're going to get time at the sun to do that. Following you will be what I call the millionaire panel. A lot of my millionaires have said they are coming out, but I don't have a direct speaking spot for them. So everyone who doesn't have a direct speaking spot in this will be on this panel. This could be 4, 5, 8 people on stage for 90 minutes, taking questions from the audience. Again, the thing that I knew last year and is only going to be bigger this year is the guests that I bring on, I have their own little fan base, right? You're my favorite. You're my favorite. You're my favorite. So if one of my millionaires is going to come out, they're going to get some time in the sun on stage. And again, if people don't know, I don't pay anybody. I don't pay people to come. I just give them the access to do this. So we will have a millionaire panel, 90 minutes for anybody like Omar and Adrian, and whoever comes will be on there. Then we will start the first of 3 2-hour networkings. This will be lunch. I am feeding everybody this year. Obviously, you guys know I fed VIP last year. I will feed general admission this year because I think it took away from networking time in general admission because they lost 30 or 45 minutes just getting food. So I'm gonna fix that this year. But networking was a huge success last year. We are going to have a surprise guest, surprise speaker. We will have 2 of them, one on the day 1, one on day 2, both after lunch. I did that because I want to get your asses back in seats, right? Last year, one of the things that was hardest for me was to get people to break up the networking. So I have secured 2 surprise speakers that I will not announce, but you will want to hear right after lunch. So day 1, 2:30 to 3. Then again, somebody I'm bringing in, again, a new person to the event, is somebody who went to school to become a lawyer. And she did that for 6 or 7 years, realized that it wasn't what she thought it was going to be, and had a hard choice, right? So she decided to exit that career in education and all of that to become a real estate investor and an entrepreneur. There's a lot of people that spend a lot of time in school that feel trapped. So we're going to have somebody who made that leap and left and talk about the choices and whether she likes it or not. So she has an amazing story. Then something I should have done last year that I did not do is I want the 3 of us, and likely including Millennial Mike, the 4 of us, to meet sometime probably in December to find and create awards. I want to award people in our communities who make it better. There are people that go above and beyond in our communities.
Yeah.
And I want to spend some money on them. I want to give them some rewards. I want to give them time in the sun to say thank you. And it'll be somewhere between 5 and 10 people. I don't know yet, but the 4 of us are going to get together and kind of create that list, probably in December. Then we'll have a break, and then there'll be the keynote speaker. I'm actively trying to set that up. It's not locked in yet. I've tried a couple people, but the timing has yet to work out. So I will find that keynote speaker. So that's day 1. What do you guys think, Dion?
I think it's good. I think I've already got a list of people in mind for the awards.
Yeah,
Like
I'm assuming we do, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's going to be hard to narrow that down, and make it impactful.
Right.
Because it's a community where everybody is helping each other. That's the best part of it.
Yeah. Agree.
All right. So then day 2, again, kind of same thing, lay of the land, review day 1, you know the drill, open remarks, just be me on stage real quick. Then I thought last year's start with Jason and Jen was awesome. It will obviously be followed up by Matt and Ashley. I wanted to do it again. So both days, and likely both days for every event in the future, should I do them, will be a couple.
Awesome.
So we're going to have PTO for life.
Very cool.
On stage, talking about multiple house hacks being the way that they earned financial freedom. Because again, there are lots of ways to do it in this industry. And we're going to have obviously yourself, Matt, and Ashley kicking us off, but PTO for life is going to be up leading day 2 as a couple, which I think will be a lot of fun.
That's great. That's great.
Then we're going to do out-of-state investing. I might as well let it drop here because he's one of our boys. Millennial Mike will be on stage solo talking about this. I saw him gave one of the best presentations on out-of-state investing I have ever seen in 20 years at that Northwest Action Summit. He did that in a private room for VIPs, which I thought was a shame. It was a presentation that everybody should have seen. So I am not going to make that mistake. I'm going to make sure he gets his flowers, because I think he is doing it the right way. He's protecting people. He's talking about that 5th element and building a team first. So Millennial Mike's going to get his time in the sun. Like day 1, we will get a break after our second presentation. Then last year, Sean Cannell from Think Media did an awesome job. I have another contact in that industry talking about building brands, talking about documenting what you're doing. A lot of people took the energy to create channels after Sean. We're gonna get another expert out there to do that this year. Then, like the millionaire panels, I want to give flowers to people that come back on my channel all the time. So we'll have 45 minutes with tools like Dana Dunford, CEO of Himlane, Resi Club with Lance Lambert, things like that. We will do the lender panel again, right? The 3 lenders, Convoy, Velocity, and Matt, the mortgage guy. Then again, the last networking event. Oh, did I say dinner? I don't think I said dinner on day 1, right? Yeah. After keynote, we have 2 hours of dinner networking. So again, 4 hours day 1, 2 hours day 2. My mistake. Again, a surprise speaker, because I got to get your asses back in the chair. Trust me, you will want to hear this young lady's story. It is so inspirational. It might be the #1 story I heard all year, is why I've asked her to come out and kind of share that story. Then we're going to have Fred. I've already announced his name. Fred's going to come on and talk about how to watch your mental health, how to check yourself, how to give yourself some tools in this crazy environment to make sure that you're staying on the straight and narrow. Events like this will be uplifting. You'll get a huge boost of energy. But if you don't have the tools to make sure that you are checking yourself month by month, things can get wild. So again, he'll be there to give us some tools for that. I do have an opening there. It is my hope that Anna Kelly fills that hole. I talked to her yesterday. She's not feeling likely because again, she has that commit with her kids. We'll know in probably as late as January. But no, folks, I am trying. She is trying, but she does have those family commitments. Then there'll be a break, and then I'll be on stage with kind of my closing thoughts. So that's kind of day 2. What are you guys' thoughts?
I have 2 thoughts. The first one is when you had Sean Cannell come. So I think there's a misconception from a lot of the investors that think media, when we talk about it, is for growing a brand or YouTube. Almost everything I've learned from Sean Cannell, because I watch his content all the time, I've used in real estate investing.
Oh, for sure.
So it's like almost a direct correlation. A lot of the stuff that I teach on YouTube, about real estate comes from what I've learned from Sean. So if you have somebody there coming to help build a brand, I don't think the average person there should think, okay, so that's the section I might skip and go talk to somebody. I think that's the section where you're going to be able to learn stuff that people don't realize helps you be better at your investing. And the second thing that this is mostly me. I don't want to put words in anyone else's mouth, but Mike, I'm an introvert like you, right? I would rather be talking to a camera or presenting to a room.
Yep.
But at this event, if you see me, if you're there and you see me and I'm not up on the stage, please come up to me. Because my introvert nature will put me against the wall and kind of sit there, and it might look like I'm over there to try to be left alone. I'm there to meet people, but I'm not the approach people type of person. So I'm asking, I would like to meet you, but it's going to take you doing a little bit of effort at the event. Come up to me. So last year I kind of did let me do a video with everybody so I get a chance to talk to them, just because that would get me out of my shell to get them to come and talk to me. So I'm looking forward to meeting as many people as I can there.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
Matt, thoughts on this?
I think that's exactly right. I mean, I think, I shook hands with probably 50, 60, 70 people each day last time. That's the purpose of this. That's why we're giving up our time and flying out to this event and doing it.
And your money, let's be clear, your money.
And money too. But, we want to spend time with the people that are part of the community. Like, that's the point. That's the purpose. So yeah, hopefully, when people ask for a picture, it's still weird for me. I don't know why.
It's odd, right?
It's weird. But if that's what you want, you can have it. But yeah, any of that stuff. I mean, ask me to sign stuff, whatever you want. Like, we really want to be there for the community and help and meet people that are a part of ours. And Zoob, if you haven't thought of it already, if Anna Kelly's a last minute thing, we could do the four Avengers in that slot if she's like a last minute doesn't attend. So again, just if you want it, we can do it. We can pull it together.
Having an open spot gives me maximum flexibility. So I have it's kind of a Rubik's Cube, but like if I was to fill that today, I'd be kind of trapped. So having an opening like that is maximum flexibility. So it's kind of on purpose.
Yep. Good.
Well, let's also do something because I want you guys to fill this in. So again, we've already talked about the fact that I don't pay you, but one of the things I do, it just sounds weird, is I spend 12 grand creating a top-notch world-class podcast room.
That's true.
And unlike last year, which was kind of free form, I'm actually creating a time slot. So what you see on the screen here are host time slots. I'm going to rely on you to go find whoever you want to fill this. I'm thinking that most people will create half-hour content. So if you get an hour, that's 2 people. But I want to give you guys the opportunity, if you want to be a host, and like last year, I will give you the content. Do you want to be a host and interview people?
Yeah, for sure.
How many? You want 1 or 2 hours?
I'll take 2. I'll fill it.
Okay. So let's do Matt down here.
I don't care when.
Because you're going to be, you talk up here, actually. You're not on the millionaire thing.
Correct. I talk in the morning.
Well, let's not have you at lunch. You'll be pretty popular. We'll do Matt here. And Dion?
Do second day. I'll take 2. And if you have other hosts that really want, I can drop to 1. So I'll be flexible.
Okay. Yeah, same.
As long as I get 1.
Here. Yep.
Yeah, I got it. You guys are great. Dion. Oops. Dion.
And that's afternoon, right? So because I want to be there for Millennium Mike's thing.
Yeah, no, it's in the afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. In the morning. Okay. All right. Very cool. So this is filling out. I'm feeling good about it. So who needs to attend this event?
I mean, and anybody that watches any of us.
So recently, I was talking with somebody that both of you have talked to recently about, am I going to what's called BPCon? Bigger Pockets Convention. And
Cancun, I heard. Yeah.
There's kind of a reason why I don't go.
Yeah.
And with your event, with the I don't know, everyone celebrates everyone else's success more than looks at it as competition. I think it's the person who wants, and Matt, you referenced him in an earlier video, but you didn't name him. We have a friend, Chester, who's been in our community for over 3 years, and he had his heart set on one strategy for the first 2.5 years. He wanted rent by the room in the DC area. And we had these members meetups where he came to each one, he brought several deals, and it kept blowing up because there was either no parking or not zoned or too much work or whatever it was. And he finally, after 3 years, closes on a deal at a distance. As an owner, he's got tenants in place now. I mean, he was complaining last night about the red tape that you have to go through once you actually close on a deal, and he wasn't expecting that. So it's a good topic to cover. I don't think Chester does that in a world where he doesn't interact with people like this on an almost daily basis.
Agreed.
He's in the chat for the one rental at a time, daily update, which happens when YouTube plays along. It doesn't stop you from doing it.
Did not work today. I'm live.
But so at 3 years of honestly beating his head against the wall, trying to learn how to do this, most people, almost all people, would have quit. But since he's around the people that are talking this, he's texting some of us. He was at one rental at a time last year, hadn't closed on a deal yet, had a lot of questions. He's now an owner because of this. I think that's who needs to come, is the people that realize this isn't going to be easy. And you have to know yourself. You have to know, will you quit if enough time passes where you don't do anything? But if you're around the people who are doing it, you might shift your strategy, you might adjust to what actually works in your market or change markets. But that's the way to get this done, is to be around the people doing this.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that really hit me, as a host of an event, especially a first-time event, you are extremely nervous, right? It's like, God, you're spending tens and tens of thousands of dollars for a party, a celebration. And all I can control is kind of the flow of the stage. I can't control the audience. And your point about the audience celebrating each other, networking, almost being a family like high school reunion, like it was, I'm going to say the word shocking. It was so excited after day one. I couldn't sleep until like 3:30 in the morning. And if you know me, that never happens. Like I'm a light at 10 o'clock, 10:15. I felt like I was levitating on my bed. And it's all because of the audience. I think we went through an agenda. I did a flow that's going to be amazing. It'll be better than last year. But it's the freaking audience of 400 amazing orators that I am so much looking forward to, Matt.
Yeah, same. I think that there's a lot of couples that the one spouse won't make the move without the other spouse being on board.
That's why we're hitting it twice. Day one, day two.
And so for that reason, even if make a trip of it, Most of you are in parts of the country where you can get into Vegas pretty cheap, because Vegas is a cheap place usually to fly to.
Correct.
So you can get there pretty cheap. And even if you just come in and you spend the first day there and then you spend the morning of the next day there, even if that's all you do, so you see two couples that did it and speak, and then you get to talk to other people there. Truly, if this is something you think you want to do with your life, or you think you want to do as your exit in, or your entry into joining the freedom class, if this is what you're trying to do, you're not going to do it in any less expensive of a way. This is the cheapest way to do it, because you're going to have all of these people, all of the speakers. I met some of the speakers for the first time last year as well. So all of the speakers, right, including Mike, but all of the speakers are there to spend time with people there in the community. That's what we're all there for. And so the biggest, most important thing is, I think it's a lost opportunity, and it delays your plan another year. And this is going to be the time when buying something in 2025 is going to be your best opportunity for likely years to come. It is my belief. You and I agree with that, Mike. Agree on that.
Yeah.
And so I think that it's a lost opportunity. I think if you don't show up there with your spouse and just say, listen, all I'm asking for is an open mind. Just listen to the stories, talk to the people. And then we don't have to make a decision that weekend, but it gives us something to talk about the next couple of weeks at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And see if we've actually addressed the concerns, or I just need to shut the chapter on this and move on.
Love that. Love that. Any other closing thoughts, Dion, wrapping this up?
No, I'm looking forward to it. I think last year when Jeff and Suleika brought their ball of energy there, and you were like, hey, next year you're going to talk. I don't think there's that many communities that can grab somebody from the audience and expect them to be there in a year.
Yeah.
But this is because we're all making 10-year plans. This is that group of people that you interact with for year after year after year. And again, it's that celebrating someone else's win. In what industry does that happen?
Yeah.
It just, I don't see it. And so for me, I'm happy to have a place where we can come and share our experiences with people who are trying to do the same thing. And I think Matt's going to learn a lesson with it's probably in Futureland when this video came out, but he had his event where he goes, first 100 people that show up, get this class on how to bulletproof your thing. It was free, Matt. And I think that was a mistake. I think you might get the trolls. You get them in the chat every now and then, and people yank them out really quick. But when they're in the Zoom with you, it's a little more tricky.
Yeah.
That there is a small cost. It's like the cheapest way to hang out with as many people, but there's a small cost, means that the people that are going to be there are the people taking action and the people that you actually want to be around. So I think you're doing it right, Zoomer, and Matt, you're doing it right. I just think that one event being free.
We'll give it a shot. If we're full of trolls, then I learned my lesson.
Make it
other
$1.
than you showing up.
$1 is all it takes. Make your thing $1. Yeah, me showing up. I'll be the biggest troll. Put some barrier to keep the because there's a lot of people who are anti-investor, anti-success.
Sure.
Right. This kind of keeps them out.
Yeah. That is the exact reason my school's $20.
Exactly.
I don't want any of those trolls in there. Just not worth my time. But yeah. Matt, closing thoughts?
Excited for the event in February. Super pumped about it. Excited to get out there, spend time with a lot of other investors, and learn from them and share what we've learned in the last year. And excited for tonight's event. 8 p.m. Eastern time on a Zoom. You got to sign up for it, and it's in the ORaaT community as well as on my Facebook, on Lumberjack Landlord's Facebook page.
And folks, by the time this video comes out, I'm hoping this is actually already in school.
Yes.
I believe it's already in school where you can go watch the replay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.